If you have trouble getting your teenage son to open up, this video is for you. I'll share with you 6 proven tips to communicate more effectively with him. Here's the first tip. Don't have too much eye contact. This might sound like a strange tip because we've all been taught that eye contact is essential for effective communication. But too much eye contact can be intimidating for teenage boys. In fact, Francis Chen and other researchers have even found that too much eye contact causes the speaker to be less persuasive. Prolonged eye contact might feel confrontational to your son, or it might just make him feel awkward. So consider having conversations with him while engaged in another activity. For example, you could talk to him while you're driving and he's sitting in the passenger seat. Or you could talk to him while you're on a hike or walking the dog together. These shared activities provide a comfortable backdrop for conversations to unfold naturally. I'm Daniel Wong, and I specialize in helping teens to thrive. Now let's talk about tip number 2. Keep your messages short. Teenage boys often have short attention spans, so they'll tune out long lectures. Most of the time, it's a good idea to engage your son in short conversations. Do more listening and less lecturing. And even though there are many life lessons he still needs to learn, don't make a lesson out of everything. When he gets home from school, you could ask him something like, "Anything interesting happened today?" This approach invites him to share more without making him feel like he's being interrogated. The key is to create an atmosphere where he feels heard and respected. Tip number 3. Schedule a time to speak with him. If you have something serious to discuss with your son, it might be tempting to start the discussion right away when you see him. But this will catch him off guard. If he isn't in a good mood, the conversation won't go well. So as far as possible, schedule a time in advance to speak with him. For example, you could say something to him like, "Hey, I'd like to discuss something with you about your plans for next year. Can we talk for a while after lunch tomorrow?" This approach will give him time to prepare himself mentally for the conversation. It also demonstrates that you respect his time and that you're aware that he has other things going on in his life. Tip number 4. Don't talk down to him. Teenage boys are on a journey of self-discovery and they need your support. Counselor John Eldridge talks about how every man, including every teenage boy, is haunted by this question: do I have what it takes? When teenage boys take unnecessary risks and engage in competitive behavior, they're actually looking for validation. They want to feel that, yes, I do have what it takes. If you frequently talk down to your teenage son, he'll feel doubted and disrespected. Over time, he'll start to withdraw. So avoid doing these things. Talking to your son as if he's a child. Frequently criticizing him. Blaming him. Shaming him. Telling him that he always or never does something. Jumping to conclusions. Yelling at him. Offering unsolicited advice. For example, if your son makes a bad decision and gets in trouble at school, don't say to him, "You should have known better." Instead, do your best to understand why he made the decision and how he feels about the current situation. Then try saying something like this: "It looks like you're going through a tough time. How can I support you?" Of course, I'm not saying that you should let him off the hook just like that. After all, he needs to learn that choices lead to consequences. But as Dr. Ken Wilger says, parents must remember that teenagers are adults in training. So talk to your teenage son as if he's an adult in training, not a child. As you communicate with him, do more coaching and less criticizing, more connecting and less condemning, more mentoring and less moralizing. If you're finding this video helpful so far, please click the like button. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on future videos about helping teens to thrive. I have a question. What's the main concern you have about your teenage son? Leave a comment below and let me know. Tip number 5. Accept that he won't always feel like talking. There will be times when your teenage son won't feel like saying much. That's perfectly normal. Don't expect long, detailed answers every time you ask a question. Respect his need for space and allow the conversation to flow at its own pace. For instance, if it's obvious that something is bothering your son, don't press him for information. Instead, you could say something like this: "I'm here if you ever want to talk about it." This approach shows your support without intruding on his personal space. It also conveys the message that you're not forcing him to share more before he's ready to. Tip number 6. Help him label his emotions. Many teenage boys struggle to put their emotions into words. They might feel like they're just in a bad mood or like they're just upset. But they might not be able to explain why they feel that way or exactly how they feel. This is where emotional labeling comes into play. Emotional labeling is where you specifically identify the feeling you're experiencing. Dr. Matthew Lieberman and other researchers have discovered that labeling your emotions enables you to manage your negative emotions more effectively. For example, discouragement is different from disappointment, which is different from frustration, which is different from anxiety. But many teenage boys haven't practiced distinguishing between various emotions as they experience them. Through working with teens for over a decade, I've observed that many teenage boys suppress their strong negative emotions instead of labeling them. In the long run, people who don't practice labeling their emotions experience higher levels of stress and lower levels of well-being. Let's say your son is in a bad mood because his basketball team lost a close game and is now out of the tournament. Instead of expressing his feelings, he's going on and on, blaming one of his teammates for making a crucial mistake and causing the team to lose. After listening to him for a while and empathizing with him, you could say something like this to label his main emotion. It sounds like you're really frustrated that your team lost and that the season is over. Of course, if you do this frequently, you might not label your son's emotions correctly 100% of the time. But when you do get it right, it will help you connect with him. It will also teach him the power of identifying his specific emotions and expanding his emotional vocabulary. Using the tips in this video, you'll be able to communicate effectively with your teenage son. But does he sometimes lack motivation? If so, check out this free ebook I've written entitled 16 Keys to Motivating Your Teenager. Visit daniel-wong.com/ebook to download the ebook today. Make sure to put all the letters in lowercase. I've also included the download link in the description below. And if you haven't seen this other video I've created about the 10 signs your teen needs professional help now, watch it next. You'll find it useful.